The following program was produced by the Central Intelligence Agency. July 17, 1996, 8:19 p.m. Trans-World Airlines Flight 800 departs from New York's John F. Kennedy Airport en route to Paris. 12 minutes into the flight, as the airliner climbs to its cruising altitude, there is a catastrophic explosion. The Boeing 747 plunges into the Atlantic Ocean 9 miles off the coast of Long Island. All 230 people aboard perish, making it one of the most lethal disasters in commercial aviation history. Since that tragic night, more than 1 year ago, investigators have been working continuously seeking the source of the explosion. They have focused on 3 possible causes: a bomb, a missile, or a mechanical failure. Of particular concern to FBI investigators were reports from dozens of eyewitnesses who, on the evening of July 17th, recalled seeing an object, usually described as a flare or firework, ascend and culminate in an explosion.
Arcing from my right to my left.
A lot of people saw things in the sky. And a lot of people saw what we think is the same thing. Those witnesses they're good people, and they told us what they saw.
I'd like to know what I saw. I'd like to put it to rest.
I'd feel a lot better if I knew that someone wasn't out there in a boat with a missile.
Was it a missile? Did foreign terrorists destroy the aircraft? At the request of the FBI, CIA weapons analysts looked into this possibility. The CIA's conclusion? The eyewitnesses did not see a missile. The eyewitness sightings of greatest concern, the ones originally interpreted to be of a possible missile attack, took place after the aircraft exploded. What these eyewitnesses saw was in fact the Boeing 747 in various stages of crippled flight. A third eyewitness was a passenger on U.S. Air Flight 217. This eyewitness reported seeing a small aircraft fly under him 10 seconds before the appearance of a small flare-like projectile traveling in an east-northeasterly direction. Radar tracking of Flight 217 and the small aircraft shows that he first saw the flare-like object almost exactly when Flight 800's cockpit voice recorder detected an onboard explosion. He also specified where the flare-like object first appeared, which coincided with where Flight 800 was when it exploded. And his statement that the flare-like object was traveling in an east-northeasterly direction agrees with the direction that Flight 800 is known to have been traveling when it exploded. So the flare-like object he saw almost certainly was Flight 800 just after it exploded, not a missile. Just after the aircraft exploded, it pitched up abruptly and climbed several thousand feet from its last recorded altitude of about 13,800 feet to a maximum altitude of about 17,000 feet. This is consistent with information provided by NTSB investigators and Boeing engineers. As the aircraft descended, it produced an increasingly visible fire trail. When the jet reached an altitude of roughly 1 mile, about 42 seconds after it exploded, its left wing separated from the fuselage, releasing unburned fuel. The fuel's subsequent ignition and blaze produced a dramatic cascade of flames, visible to eyewitnesses more than 40 miles away, and detected by an infrared sensor aboard a U.S. satellite. About 7 seconds after the left wing detached, and 49 seconds after the initial explosion, the burning debris hit the water. The 21 eyewitnesses whose observations began earlier described what almost certainly was the aircraft in various stages of crippled flight after it exploded. Those who said they saw something ascend and culminate in an explosion probably saw the burning aircraft ascend and erupt into a fireball just after it reached its maximum altitude. The airliner should have been visible to any observer witnessing a missile approach it, so the eyewitnesses almost certainly saw only the burning aircraft without realizing it. To date, there is no evidence that anyone saw a missile shoot down TWA Flight 800.